Waterfront access, delightful architecture, and would you believe, not a single noise complaint from the locals. I think that last part was true before we showed up.
Yeah, I doubt it's true anymore. So yeah, welcome back everybody to Fortune Island. We're going to be in an M5, the latest one that's actually been part of this expansion. And yeah, luckily for this kind of environment it's got all-wheel drive, so yeah, the rain shouldn't be too much of an issue. But nonetheless, we're going to do a road racing series,
when it is safe to
or
do
at least
so.
a road racing race. And yeah, see what this M5 is made of. It will eventually get a review of its own, but like I mentioned I think in the previous episode, there's been a lot of content to get through. So yeah, just been trying to play catch up really. But yeah, this is a pretty formidable car, even if it isn't entirely in line with the ethos of previous M5s, because obviously it does have all-wheel drive. But at least it's a lot faster than the previous version, which itself was a bit of a disappointment in terms of acceleration over the version before that. So, see what it can do. So yeah, not much of an improvement in terms of engine noise though, unfortunately, but at least it is quicker. BMW seems to be one of the few car manufacturers that doesn't seem to be able to make an engine sound good when it has turbochargers on it. Compared to the Lamborghini Urus, for instance, which doesn't have all that much more horsepower, but still has a pretty small cubic capacity V8 with turbochargers on it, and at least sounds fairly meaty in its V8 form. Whereas this does sound a little bit better than the previous M5, but still not got the glorious sounding engine noise of the V10 M5 from the late 2000s, which I think is actually in front of us. Pretty short circuit race this though. But the all-wheel drive is evidently helping us with this rain. My big problem with this all-wheel drive system being in the M5 is the fact that now they're pretty much like Audi in a lot of ways. And even Mercedes, and I think at least one of their recent AMG cylinders has all-wheel drive as well, so it seems to be becoming the norm, unfortunately, in terms of German super saloons. It's a shame because, you know, likes of BMW and Mercedes were well renowned for their rear-wheel drive sports saloons cars. But it seems to me that a lot of car companies nowadays are losing their own individual identity and becoming less and less individual in terms of the cars they're making as well, which is a shame, but who knows, maybe it'll bring up to the surface some car manufacturers that have their own identity still and make them make better cars. I mean, we've got the likes of the Kia Stinger, which is, yeah, really got its own identity because it is still rear-wheel drive. It has an unusual kind of engine because it's not the same normal V8 or anything like that, it's a V6. And yeah, even though it's not anywhere near as powerful as the likes of this M5, it's still a fun car to drive around in. I hope Kia improve upon that kind of formula that they've got going. Yeah, that was a pretty fun short circuit that was, so let's see what else we've got to do today. We've got plenty of dirt races and championships that are seasonal. We've got cross country obviously, we've got drifts club to do still, which I think we'll might do a version, a couple of, but for now we'll actually go do another racing on tarmac racing.
Turn around
Race.
when it is safe to do so.
Seems like another circuit, but it's like a bit of a longer one than the previous one.
200 yards. Turn left.
enjoying these formidable thunderstorms. And even though this car is obviously all-wheel drive, a lot of the power still goes to the rear, so that's why I'm being able to get these kind of good slides out of it. At the end of the day, you still could get that with a rear-wheel drive car, and you know, sack off the extra weight that you get from an all-wheel drive vehicle, because this is again heavier than the previous version. Which even the previous version was hardly a lightweight, so yeah. But at least it's getting more powerful with the extra weight that it's gaining. Which I guess kind of evens it out a bit. Right, we're in the dry this time, so all-wheel drive system is going to be less of a benefit here. Though it should hardly be a hindrance either. Driving around beside that V10 M5 now, and you just can hear that V10 wail so much better. It's so much nicer in terms of how it sounds. Sure, this looks better. And it's probably going to have a massively improved interior. And it no doubt will be more economical, but yeah, being an M5, it's supposed to be that rarer, more special vehicle, not something that's restrained for the more mass market. Not looked into whether or not you can get this in a rear-wheel drive version. If you can, that would be the one I'd go for. If I was, you know, driving it around on a track or anything like that. Maybe the all-wheel drive version is a better version for everyday use. But again, that would have to be for a real-life road test to determine the differences. Because obviously this all-wheel drive system will be beneficial in snow, ice, rain, for any light off-roading that you might need to do. Would be interesting to know the acceleration differences between this and a rear-wheel drive version, and the weight difference as well, as obviously. Oh dear, completely messed that one up. It's looking like BMWs are leading the charge in this race. No surprise, considering they've been making sports saloons for forever, really. So my driving let me down there. But another convincing victory there. Problem is though, if you put it on unbeatable, which is the level above the one I'm at now, they become a little bit ridiculously hard to beat, which I guess is why it's called unbeatable, but yeah, it becomes ridiculous at that point.
I may have told the Horizon PR people back on the mainland to use your picture for the Fortune Island promotions. So make sure you qualify, yeah?
I will.
Come in, Horizon. The package has been delivered. The Eagle has flown. The next Fortune Island treasure is out in the open. Listen. These buildings stood tall, but now have fallen. Jump over them in a three-wheeled Morgan. Kira out.
Oh, great. Well, the three-wheel
Sorry,
Morgan is a
Kira
fun
back in again.
car to try
If
out,
you're
but
still competing in the Island Conqueror, round 4 events are now live. So best of luck. Now, Kira out.
yeah, I'm not quite sure where that could be. I mean, there are ruined buildings here, as you can see on the map. And here as well. That might be it, to be honest. Because that is obviously a danger zone right near these buildings. We'll check it out on the way, and yeah, we'll see whether or not that's the case.
Turn around when it is safe.
Because I can easily get the Morgan three-wheeler while out in the open here. It's one of the benefits of this game. You can just change the car that you want to get in on the fly, so no trouble there. Obviously it's only worth going on that danger sign in the Morgan if the danger sign does obviously let you fly over the buildings, because that is part of the clue after all. Ooh, got 3 stars on that. Completely unintentional. Doesn't mean we level up. 20 grand bonus, very nice.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure because there are no real buildings here that it's going to be jumping over.
You have arrived at your destination.
Let's have a look on the map, see if there's any more that have popped up that might be the thing to do. Yeah. I might have to drive around in my own time and see if there are any other danger signs near buildings. There might be one down here, because as you can see I haven't been down those roads yet, so I might not yet have discovered it. But yeah, I'm doubtful about whether or not this is one, because I thought the danger sign might have been going this way, but it's obviously going down here, so... Yeah, we'll go to the drift club to see if we can do one of them, or a couple even. Either way, if I have to do it in my own time, I will obviously find the treasure on video with you guys. But there's no point me just wandering around trying to find a danger sign. I have no idea where I'm going.
You have arrived at your destination.
Drift Club 2.0. What cars are going to be in this time?
Why am I on Fortune Island? Well, lately I've been taking a keen interest in history and geology, you see, and nah, I'm only kidding. It's Drift Club, of course. Some rather high-profile and talented members have been kind enough to lend me their cars. This is the HSV Malu Gen F. It belongs to my friend Josh, who races in something called Formula Drift. You don't need to know what that is. All you need to know is that it has a supercharged 6.2-litre V8 that makes 1,000 brake horsepower. Off we go then.
Right, so plenty of power.
Some nice easy corners to start. Remember, speed, turn in, feather the e-brake and just... Sorry, yeah, I'm sure you remember.
Takes me a while to get used to a vehicle.
Josh is actually Australian, you see, hence the Holden and the right-hand drive. It might also explain any sudden urge to abandon the route and just do, what I believe are called doughies. Opposite lock and push hard now. That's the ticket.
Now to get the 3 4 stars, I have no idea obviously how many points to get. Might be 150,000 because normally it talks the second time when you get halfway to the point that you need to get at.
First rule of Drift Club is do whatever this one does.
In 400 yards, you will arrive
Might
at your
change since
destination.
the last time though. Got a decent amount of points there, even if it isn't 3 stars.
Nicely done. We'll have a Drift Club thriving on Fortune Island in no time. If we could only
But it
figure
was.
out where
Yay.
to photocopy the flyers.
So I'm all about that. 3 stars is obviously the best you can get. Hopefully get a lot of money for that though. Well, influence anyway. But that usually can lead to more money, as in the case of this, because we leveled up. But obviously that depends on how the wheel spin is going to turn out, which usually doesn't give me a lot of money. But it can give me a car that I don't have, then that's alright. Oh, 60 grand. Well, looks like times are changing then, if that's the case. But yeah, as you've probably seen in many of time, and wheel spins, I usually only get clothes or horns, or even a car that I've already got. Right, we'll do one more, and then we'll do some cross-country. I don't think we've done any cross-country races yet. If we have, only one I think.
We're thinking about making Fortune Island the permanent headquarters of Drift Club. What do you think? I'll send some letters. Trust me. Anyway, let's get on with the drifting, shall we? This is my friend Matt's 97 Nissan 240SX. It has a 7-litre supercharged V8 putting out 1250 brake horsepower. He actually doesn't race this one anymore, but heaven knows why.
Yeah, that's obviously not enough power.
Remember, shift the weight forward and you lose grip in the rear. Now shift you a rear and get going.
Helpful if you didn't put the music on. It's after 75,000 as a base, so I imagine it's more than 200,000 for the 3 stars.
In 400 yards, turn right.
They tell me that the 240SX body is pretty standard among Formula Drift drivers. Though of course Matt has put more gizmos and gadgets in his than a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, this seems a little bit harder to get the tail out than the Milu was.
How about some more technical stuff? Come on, for me.
In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination.
You like those moves, Horizon? Join the club. The Drift Club, that is.
Ah,
Yes, we're one step closer to claiming this island.
is that 3 stars?
Drift Club Executive Committee
Yes.
are meeting tonight if you'd like to come. We'll have biscuits.
Either I'm getting better at doing this kind of stuff, or it's easier on Fortune Island than it was on the mainland. Because, yeah, it wasn't all that often that I'd got 3 stars on the mainland. But nonetheless, get influence and money, and yeah, even the 10 grand bonus, so I ain't complaining. Right, let's do cross-country race. Don't think we've done one before. Oh yeah, we have. We've done this one here. But I think that's the only one that we've done. Yeah. Been mainly the off-roading kind of stuff, so yeah, we'll do this one. I think we'll have to pick up a more suitable vehicle than the M5 though, considering there's a lot of crashing about on the off-road elements. But yeah, we'll do the other 5 of those drift clubs as we go through this playthrough. Try not to do them all in one go like we did last time. Right, off-roading, yes. Right, obviously we could choose one of the newer off-road vehicles that we've got given on this series. Though it is only the Rebel that we can actually choose from, it's not the Lamborghini Urus. It's not let me down yet. Obviously, like, so the Mercedes are a lot faster. But not by much in terms of acceleration, it's only 8.0 on the Merc, over 7.7 for the Ram. But that obviously does have better launch, but this has better handling and braking. Yeah, we'll go with the Ram. It's really not let me down so far throughout this playthrough, so it shouldn't do this time round. And it is a pretty formidable vehicle. Now I know this is a concept version, but apparently Ram are planning to actually put out a full production version, which is great news because it is a really rather fantastic off-roader. Doubt it'll be sold in somewhere like here in the UK though. Probably a little bit too big. But it should make mincemeat of this hopefully. Already into the top 5. We're not even a fifth of the way there, a quarter of the way there even. Oh dear, that's a big jump. Oh, the Jeep's failed. It seemed to have sunk into the ground. Oh dear, either that or he's lost a wheel, which unfortunately isn't a future on this game. I wish there was more like heavy simulation damage on these kind of games. Obviously I wouldn't expect it to be compulsory, but you know, it would be nice. Maybe that would be more fitting for a circuit type game like Forza Motorsport. Imagine if you did that kind of thing on a game like this where you're open world. Yeah, a bit frustrating at times. Because obviously you've got to deal with traffic and other kinds of debris. Yeah, really rather liking the races on this expansion, especially since the off-road elements seem to be really rather good. This game overall, in terms of off-roading, has vastly improved over the previous games as far as I'm concerned. A lot more surfaces, a lot more different kind of terrains. And the races themselves seem to be a bit more inventive as well. Whee! Well, not quite easy peasy, because that Lamborghini's not that far behind us, but still, fairly good. Right, I think I'm gonna
While
go
you're
well.
island conquering and fortune hunting, I'll keep the data for the Horizon Cross Country series as well, shall I? No point if you're not keeping score.
Right, I'm gonna go into the Morgan Freewheeler and try and see if I can find that danger sign, and then obviously I'll bring you guys back. So yeah, I'll see you when we find it, if it is down here, that is. Well, turns out it was that danger sign.
Well,
Do apologise for that.
Solve the riddle. What a surprise! Transmitting coordinates now. Better hurry. You've got some ground to cover.
Though what ruins there were on there, I don't know. I didn't see any personally. But yeah, we're gonna look for that treasure now. Oopsie daisy. Right, so let's get in a vehicle that's a bit nippier than this is. Because it's really not used to dealing with off-roading or anything like that. Just getting it to that point was quite difficult when it was in the wet. That rear wheel was spinning out all over the place. But yeah, let's get up here. So it's obviously near some buildings. There is some ruins there. You can see next to the seasonal championship. So it should be an easier find than last time. And this Alpha will easily be able to deal with anything off-road like. So water and disused building basically. There it is. Easy peasy. Money, money, money.
We have a new millionaire.
It's so funny.
To the rest of you impoverished treasure hunters, don't worry, there's always next round.
Well, there we go. Another million in the bank. So yeah. Fairly easy one to find that once you realise it's that danger sign that you need to use the Morgan three-wheeler on. Yeah, so there we go. A bit shorter of an episode today, but purely because, you know, touching on new things. There is actually an influence board over there that I'll just get now. But yeah, fairly impressed by how good that BMW M5 is really in terms of racing. It will get a review of its own at some point obviously, but in terms of just racing it as a sports car, it's pretty damn good. Just hope that, you know, they continue on making good cars even if they do have a couple of flaws. But then again, the M5 series has hardly been faultless over time. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.